Hi.
Yes.
Why is the combine not running? Welcome to a new 6th Gen Farmer. Harvest is in full effect right now. We've actually got a couple of soybean fields out already off camera. But today I'm bringing you guys along and we're gonna start with a semi. I need to go out and, well, we finished the field last night. Didn't quite get the grain cart empty. So I'm gonna take a truck out here right now, get that grain cart empty and be able to get this across the scale for this field so that way we have record of it. And then we'll go to the next field. Little fun fact, I have legitimately not driven this semi before. We traded one of our automatics in for a slightly newer automatic. They're both used. This is a used truck. I think it has about 500,000 miles on it. So you may be asking yourself, Carson, why haven't you filmed any of Harvest so far? Sounds like you already got a couple fields out of the way. Well, truth of the matter is that I have been very, very busy lately. First of all, I was down at Nebraska Husker Harvest Days, saw a bunch of you guys there, and first of all, great show. Husker Harvest Days, if you like to travel and go to farm shows, that's probably one that's worth going to. I didn't get to walk around it too much because I was in an Agri GPS booth, but it was a really cool show, and once again, thank you for everyone that showed up, took some pictures, signed some hats, talked to a bunch of people about CRGs. Great time. But we started our first field when I was in Nebraska, which hard to film harvest when you're 5.5 hours away. And then the next field we started when I was down in Illinois. I will be making a video of the Wiffles seed production facility eventually here. It's gonna be a while if that one comes out probably, but that was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I got to see the process from the trucks coming into the facility and dumping corn all the way to the bags being filled. So super cool video that'll be coming out eventually. And here we are. Okay. Gosh. Something that's happened this year because of all the flooding and all the rain that we got, like a quarter of our fields, and I know we're looking against the sun, it ain't gonna help a whole lot, but like a quarter of this field was replanted and is not ready to harvest yet. According to the harvest data, we harvested 63.4 acres out of 80. So that means that there's basically 20 acres of this. Green beans, which to be fair, our 15-inch drill that we bought did a fantastic job. I mean, these are some of the nicest looking replanted beans I've ever seen, but it just goes to show how much rain we actually got this year. And it's gonna be a little tricky too, because this is probably gonna get ready to harvest while we're combining corn. So the second we get done combining corn, we're gonna have to put the bean head back on and go around to all of our soybean fields and try to harvest the soybeans that were replanted. But we did get the rest of it harvested, and there's about 10,000 pounds left on the grain cart here. Oil level looks good. Okay, we are filling the new Mac. PTO on. Give it some throttle. Open the gate. There we go. It's only 10,000 pounds, so I'm just gonna fill the front hopper. I really don't feel like having to dump both hoppers for 10,000 pounds, but I will distribute it evenly across the front hopper. We're gonna take a quick break to talk about today's video sponsor, BetterHelp. Do you ever feel like life is just sometimes a bit too much? you're definitely not alone. We all have those moments where we need a little extra support to get us through the day. And that's where BetterHelp comes in. Whether you're dealing with stress from work, anxiety about the future, or just feeling a bit overwhelmed, BetterHelp connects you with licensed therapists who can offer guidance and support tailored to your needs. And you may be like me, out in the field right now, trying to get your crops in. But one of my favorite things about BetterHelp is how flexible it is. You can communicate with your therapist through text, phone, video, whatever fits your schedule, and you get to choose your therapist based on your preferences and the issues that you are facing. The app is super user-friendly. You can easily schedule sessions, track your progress, and even access resources like articles and worksheets that can help you between appointments. And don't worry about fitting therapy into your busy life. Since it's all online, you can have your sessions from the comfort of your home, your favorite coffee shop, or even out here in the field. I think one of the best things about BetterHelp is that it removes some of the barriers to getting help. You don't have to worry about long waits for appointments or stress of commuting. It's all about making mental health support accessible and convenient. And to help you guys get started, BetterHelp is offering a special discount. Go to betterhelp.com/6gen or click the link down below in the video description for 10% off your first month. Once again, betterhelp.com/6gen or click the link down below and get help navigating life's challenges today. Now we have the fun part of getting across our scale. We're very lucky to have a scale. Absolutely love the fact that we got one, but it's only a half scale. You can't pull the entire truck on it. So you gotta weigh the first half of the truck and then you gotta weigh the back half of the truck. And it's pretty narrow and it's kind of hard to fit on. So I don't do a ton of truck driving every year. So I'm definitely the least experienced about driving across the scale. I can usually get it on the first shot, but sometimes it takes me a couple of tries. Okay, we got this little card. I know I wish the camera was facing like this way, but it's not. I make sure I get on the scale. Stick my head out the window, scan the card. I'm fully on the scale. I can see all my tires. Okay, I got the green light from the scales. That means I can pull ahead. And now I gotta get the trailer on it. There we go. Got it. Just for a little visual representation, this is our scale. Not all that big. So you pull the truck on, and then you wait for that light on that screen right there to turn, or you gotta scan the card, and then you wait for the light to turn green, and then you put the trailer axles on the scale, and then you wait for it to turn green again, and then it prints off a ticket inside the office here. But it's the scale itself is not much wider than a truck, so if you're not pulled in here straight, it's very easy to get a tire hanging off, and then you have a poor reading. And there we go, net total 10,740, and that was extremely close to what the grain cart said, so that means I did it right.
Maybe we just don't worry about getting it fixed, I don't know.
Okay. Why? What do you mean don't worry about getting it fixed?
I just wonder if we're gonna have time.
Oh, you're saying like for now?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll fix it eventually.
Yeah.
Our fuel trailer sprung a leak.
Well, this weekend is in the cards or not.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Okay. Good thing is I drove, I don't get any other beans that are ready today besides
Ceylon farm.
Ceylon, so.
Okay. That means corn tomorrow, or?
I suppose.
You seem really excited about it.
Yeah, I'm just thrilled. They took all the rain out of the forecast.
Oh, did they?
Except for a 20% chance today.
Huh.
And, yeah, I was waiting for this 3-day rain delay.
To kind of catch up on everything, or?
Yeah, we're not gonna get it.
So, this field that we are on now today is the field that has the bridge that goes across the creek that my dad built when he was about my age. Which I've talked about a couple times before on the channel, but it's just really cool. My dad built the bridge when he was in his 20s that we drive loaded trucks across. And with all the flooding this past year, it kind of undermined the dirt around the bridge, so off camera, we actually did a lot of work to this bridge. I'll get off here and show you guys. So the water was so high in this creek that it actually went over top of the bridge and it washed out a lot of the dirt underneath it. So what we did was we came in and put all these rocks underneath, all around these columns, and then on that side we actually poured in some cement back behind to help reinforce everything. But the story is that my dad had an architect or an engineer, not an architect, an engineer design this bridge to haul loaded trucks across it, and it was designed for 2 I-beams, and my dad doubled it up and he put 4 I-beams underneath it, and then he put some shed tin on there and then cement on top. Somewhere in my grandpa's office there's actually a picture of them building this bridge and pouring the cement, but I mean, that was 30 years ago, roughly, and still drive everything across it today. Before the bridge, they actually had to drive equipment through the creek. You can see right here is a big dip. Right here is where they used to drive stuff through the creek, but as the creek kept washing out more and more dirt, it became harder and harder, and then the equipment got bigger. And finally, it just got to a point where it just wasn't working good enough anymore. I'm actually steering the tractor for once. He's going at an angle and I don't know what his heading is, so I'm just going for it. So the cart has 42,000 pounds on it. I'm guessing the tractor full of fuel and everything's got to weigh close to 30,000 pounds, so that's 70,000 pounds. No idea how much a grain cart weighs, but I'm guessing that's probably 10 to 15 if I had to take a complete random guess. So we are over 80,000 pounds and I'm about to drive across this bridge. My mom used to drive grain cart when I was a kid and she was awesome at it, and she never liked going across this bridge. It always made her kind of squirmish. I've always trusted it. The one thing that he did not account for was how big the equipment was going to be. I mean, the equipment's so much bigger than it was 30 years ago. The combine tires, about half of each tire hangs off the edge of the bridge. So a common question I get from people asking about the CRG, AgriGPS CRG receivers that I sell is, how in the heck does it work in low cell reception areas, or areas where I can't even make a phone call? So this field, this corner by this creek, I have one bar right now. I have been down here when I have absolutely nothing. And hey Dad, has your RTK been working the entire time down here?
Any trouble?
Sorry, what?
I have not had any trouble.
So that's my answer. The modem in these things is like 10 times more powerful than a cell phone, and I've never had any cell phone reception issues ever. Where this is the field where I typically can't make a phone call. Got 2 of them on there. There we go. Believe it or not, combines don't like rocks as I drop it. Are you trying to start a rock collection or what?
Yeah, if you buy a house, you can rock your driveway.
Like from your bridge collapsing or what?
Yeah.
Were you worried about it?
Nah.
Nah. Well, I had complete faith.
Really?
Sorry, we talked over each other. What?
I said you might have noticed I sent you over a little lighter the first time.
I had 40,000 pounds the first time I went over.
No, not 60.
Yeah, true. But even with 40,000 pounds in the cart, that's probably close to what, 90 total?
No, probably. I don't know, tractor, I don't know, probably 25.
Well, the tractor's probably 25 to 26, but what does a cart weigh empty?
I don't think a tractor weighs anything, it doesn't.
I'll look it up. According to tractordata.com, 8320R weighs 32,691 pounds.
Really?
So 40 plus 30 is 70. I mean, the cart probably weighs 10 or 15, doesn't it?
Yeah, I have no idea on the cart. Gotta weigh quite a bit.
I mean, the tracks themselves got to be heavy. The auger's got to be really heavy.
You know what's back there, even when it's empty.
I bet I was 80 to 90. Is the auto path working good?
Yeah.
Good.
Good air.
Good. Did you get do we know what the moisture is here?
There's some pretty wet spots here too. It's like mid-13, maybe upper 13s.
Okay. And yielding pretty good too?
No, not really.
Not really?
No. Nope, it'll be under insurance levels.
Do you think there'll be any soybeans that aren't under insurance this year?
The ones we just did were above it,
Okay.
but we don't, yeah. They were pretty wet.
So how does it work though if, like, I mean, a quarter of that field's replanted?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's going to be good enough to.
So they're going to include the yield of the replants? Okay.
Yeah, that'll be the killer if they're 10 bushel beans.
Yeah.
And then, I'm going to say something. Oh, and then that yield our proven yield isn't high there either. We haven't had it.
Yeah, that's kind of a new field.
We haven't had it around. So I'm guessing that one that we will
Take a hit on it.
whatever we get in there is what we get is what we get probably.
Now, when I was a kid, I don't remember it, but didn't we have an old combine for getting these spots one year?
Like that.
Well, what was it, like a 6600 or?
No, so there was an auction.
Okay.
Most beautiful little 4400 you never seen.
Okay, it was a 4400.
So we bought it. And I drove it home. We had all them little holes to do with it. That'll be perfect. And, yeah, so. Of course, part of the problem was the one we had driving it was pushing it too much.
Yeah.
So, we actually tried to use it with the, I think we had a 9600 at that time. Anyway, I think we spent like, we spent a couple $1,000 for the combine on the sale.
Yep.
And then we spent like $4,000 on repairs. And that was all said and done. I think I did the holes.
It's a big combine
I think it took
anyways.
like 6 or 8 hours, and we had spent many more hours than fixing the other one. So yeah, I think if we would have had somebody that just would have been real patient, could have kind of given them a trailer and it would have been fine. But
Yep.
it didn't work. So yeah, that was gone after that year.
Someday,
It was a nice little 4400.
I bet it was. I really want to ride the 7720 or 8820 combine someday. That is.
I'd kind of like to too again.
I think it'd just be so much different.
The big thing is the head is like...
It's like below you or what?
Yeah, it's... Feeder houses are so short.
Sample don't look too bad. I don't know if it looks that much better than last year. We leveled our concave before we came out here, and it was extremely far off, and I thought it would make a world of difference, but I think it's Mike Mitchell that says you don't buy a John Deere for the sample.
I've been a little disappointed we haven't. 770's been better.
Yeah, than the 780.
Someone give a sample like the 980 and it's the same. Everything's the same, that's what I understand.
The 90, you mean 9770, 9870?
Yeah, we used to run the 9870 with it.
What am I doing with this? Man, that individual row shutoff is so cool. Look at that. That is amazing. I love that. Things are moving kind of slow right now. I don't get a ride in the combine very much once we speed up. Everywhere I go, they say pressure makes diamonds at the head of my step. I finally figured out a way to listen to music while filming. Headset. Also, now I gotta pause this so I can say words. Also, I have a lot of people in Nebraska at the Husker Harvest Day show ask me, you know, you're farming, you're YouTubing, and you're also an agri GPS dealer, and obviously you probably get phone calls during the busy seasons with GPS issues every once in a while. How in the heck do you do all three things? And the answer is a headset. It's, you know, I don't get that many. I mean, the CRGs are pretty robust. I don't get that many calls, but every once in a while, if I do get a call of something weird that's going on, I just flip this down, hit the button, and I can continue driving truck or driving grain cart, or if I'm on the road, and I can answer phone calls. And if it's something I don't know how to answer, I can ask Siri to call the engineer, and then I can have a conversation with him. So this thing, honestly, absolute lifesaver. All right, I'm trying something new. I always get out of shape during harvest because I sit in a tractor all day or sit in trucks all day. I don't really do much active stuff. So I've decided that every time I'm sitting waiting for the combine, I'm gonna do push-ups. I don't know if I should try 10 a time. I'm gonna try 10 a time every time I sit, because otherwise I'm gonna get wore out way too fast. So here we go. Tends to a few. We'll do 15. Well, I'm out here, a little story time with the grain cart track. So, I don't know if it was last video, a couple videos ago, I fixed this track because it lost all tension. And when I was at Husker Harvest Days in Nebraska, a Brent employee actually came up to me and he said that he saw the video and he said that should have never happened. And if something does happen, to let him know. So that's nice to hear at least, but it is holding pressure. I'm sitting at right where I left it, a little bit over 1,000 PSI, and it hasn't acted up yet, and this is field number 4. So I think we're good. I think I got it fixed. Should make sure that accumulator doesn't move, but so yeah, that's the story with that. Man, apparently, dust. Apparently I chose the right day to film. It's been pretty hectic. We were unloading. Dad turned on the unloading auger and grain started coming out for a split second, and then I heard a crack and then it stopped doing anything. And I said over the radio, I think we just broke something in the auger, and Dad said, I don't know. But I was right.
You want to call someone on the way down there?
Yeah, that would do it. Okay, well. I can't believe I heard that from the tractor cab. Like Superman hearing. Is it Superman that has good hearing? I don't know. I never watched any of the superhero stuff as a kid. So of course, Combine decided that it needed to do a regen while we're fixing it, but other than the broken chain, we've been messing with the paddles in the back of the spreader here. We removed 3 paddles and also removed the shield right here. Let me get away from this thing. And the idea is that with 6 paddles on the spinners, it throws all the straw to the outside and kind of leaves the center bare. So someone online said that if you remove 3 of the paddles, it'll spread more evenly. You happy with it or not? Happier?
I'm happier.
Happier?
I don't know which side is better though. This side
I mean, this one's definitely throwing more in the center, you can see. This is the side you remove the shield on.
Yeah.
Okay. Good thing we got this toolbox here. Otherwise, I would not be able to do this. Lucy. Oh boy. Did I get it? I don't even think I got it. What am I doing? There we go. So, it needs to go over that, under that, over that, under that, all the way over to that thing.
I'm going to take your lead.
Okay. I like how they didn't put any ladders in this thing at all. They're just like, climb the tire.
Yep. We got to go up and over that one first, or what?
So you probably don't even need to, do we need to de-link it or not? Probably not. Okay.
That's what I did.
So it goes over top of this one like this. Then it goes under this one.
Need a couple more people. My car should do it.
Well, there we go. Got a working grain auger. Well, we weren't in a hurry this morning, but we fixed enough stuff. We're kind of behind now. Well, it's been a little bit since I've got the camera out. Look at the sky. Isn't that pretty cool? Anyways, I don't know what's going on, but the combine shut off again. Hi.
Yeah.
Why is the combine not running? Like, how out are we? Like,
I think that's why it stopped.
Okay. So there's no alarms at all when they run out of fuel? Really? So you just happen to stop right at the end of the line?
Well, I'm losing beans. I'm fighting it and fighting it and fighting it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I went to look on the thing. I turned on the switch. It was almost like the two were connected. I turned on the light switch. And for the...
Oh, and it just shut off?
It just shut off.
Huh.
But I got back in here trying to figure out what was wrong.
It's blinking no fuel. Okay, well, I will have to contact the support center and see how to turn that on.
The fuel alarm.
The fuel alarm. Because I have no clue. In fact, there's probably someone on staff tonight. I'm going to text them right now. This isn't the first time we've ran a combine out of fuel. Typically, or like historically, diesel engines are terrible to run out of fuel because it's not like, I don't know my engine stuff really, really well, But a gas engine, you're running out of gas, you fill it full of gas, you start it up, you keep going. Diesel engines, you have to prime. And you have to get all the air out of the system. And it can be a process. When I was a really little kid, I think we had like a 9200 four-wheel drive or something that ran out of gas. And it took all day to get it started again. However, these newer pieces of equipment, you turn the key on when you run out of gas and you just kind of let it sit for 5 minutes and it actually kind of primes itself and it starts fairly well. So we should just be able to put fuel in it, turn the key on, and let it do its thing. Is that why you want to raise a wheel? I don't know how tight you get them.
I get them pretty tight.
There we go. Here's the new one.
Yeah, I've got that much trouble getting that one off.
See, this is what I think a right-angled impact would be good for replacing.
Battery powered one?
Yeah. Okay, filled it up. Turned the key on for, Dad thought it was 10 to 20 seconds. I thought it was like a couple minutes, but we'll see what happens. Here we go. Couple more turnovers than usual, but started up. Today's the day that just keeps on giving. I actually filmed a little bit yesterday, but it was so boring yesterday. I literally started over today, and I'm glad I did, because you know what? If anyone's gonna benefit from this, might as well be you guys. Just checking or what? What? Yeah. Okay, good. Every time the combine stops, I get a little bit tense.
Shows I'm using the front.
Oh, we're at?
Hold the light.
Yeah, we're
right here. Pretty good. Yeah. I thought this other area was pretty well tiled, but
Knock-on yield map.
oh yeah. So look it up on.
I'll look it up.
I haven't looked at a map. I look down. It's in the 50s. It's no tile. 40s. It's no tile. It's in the 60s.
Tiled.
Look at the tile map. It's tiled.
So I looked up the yield map, and he is correct. All these, I don't know how well my camera is showing this, but all these lines are tile lines, and the tile lines go here, here, and then here. All this yellow right here, no tile. This yellow right here, no tile. This yellow right here, no tile. Crazy. So I also got all the tile lines in the monitor itself. So if I start zooming in, here I'll zoom in a little bit further. All these black lines are all tile lines. So as you drive over them, you can actually see where they are. So when Dad referenced the fact that every time he was hitting 60 bushels an acre, which on a year like this is pretty good, that he was over a tile line. Whenever he was seeing 40, he was not over a tile line, because after we tile, I mark all the lines and then I put them on the monitors every year, so that way as we're driving across the field, we can see where the lines are. And not that that's really needed, but it's just something that's kind of cool, and I can do it, so I do. And you know, it actually is kind of helpful sometimes, especially like this field, for example, got tiled last year, so you still kind of fall in some of the tile ruts and stuff. And when I was spraying, I was watching my monitor like a hawk, because I did not want to hit those tile ditches really hard, so I knew when to slow down. But Dad has mentioned to me many times how much he loves having these tile lines on the monitor in the combine, because it's like an instant yield comparison between tiled and non-tiled. Or if something's funky and doesn't know what's going on, he can look directly at the monitor and see if we're above tile or not. So that's why we tile, because it is, especially here where we're at, almost always more tile is a direct equivalent to more yield. And there, I think we have it. Yeah, we're done. I don't know if he's gonna keep moving or not. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.